Every man learns this lesson one way or another, and usually too late. You can't fix a woman's unhappiness. You can't buy it away. You can't love it out of her. You can't sacrifice enough to fill a void that was never yours to fill. You could move mountains for her, and she'll still say they're not the right mountains. You bring roses, wrong color. You take her out, wrong restaurant. You stay home, now you're boring. You work harder, now you're never there. Every move you make, every word you say, somehow turns into evidence that you're failing her. And here's the part that no one dares to say out loud. It was never really about you. You just became the easiest target for a storm that started long before you showed up. I've watched good men lose themselves trying to heal a woman's sadness they didn't cause. I've been that man, the one apologizing for emotions that weren't mine, walking on eggshells just to keep the peace that never lasts. But what if her unhappiness isn't random? What if it's not mood swings, not hormones, not you, but something deeper? Something programmed long before the first date, running like invisible code inside her mind. Because once you see the mechanism behind it, the truth hidden beneath the drama, you'll understand everything, why nothing ever feels enough, why peace never lasts, and why the more you try to fix her, the more broken you become. Most men think they can outlove a woman's unhappiness, that if they just care harder, try longer, or give more, they can turn the storm into sunshine. But that belief destroys more men than heartbreak ever did. The truth is, you can't solve an emotional equation that was written before you entered her life. What looks like mood swings or dissatisfaction on the surface is usually something far deeper, a script she's been following her entire life, and she doesn't even realize it's running. There's a kind of emotional software inside many women that's been downloading since childhood. It doesn't come from you. It doesn't come from the relationship. It comes from a combination of wiring, wounds, and cultural programming that keeps whispering the same message. You're not enough, and nothing around you ever will be. That's the virus inside the system. It makes her see flaws where there aren't any, problems where peace could be, emptiness even when life looks perfect from the outside. You'll notice it early if you pay attention. At first, she's thrilled. You're her dream, her escape, her storybook hero. But as time passes, the shine fades, and suddenly the same man she once adored becomes the man she quietly resents. You didn't change, her perception did. The internal narrative flips from gratitude to critique, from affection to evaluation. And she doesn't understand why. She'll call it intuition. She'll say she's lost the spark. But in truth, the spark didn't die. Her old programming just kicked in. This is what I call the satisfaction trap. It's the invisible loop that keeps telling her there's something missing, that happiness is always one step away, one change away, one new experience away. The moment she gets what she thought she wanted, her mind moves the goalpost again. That's why peace feels temporary. It's not that she doesn't appreciate you. It's that her brain has been trained to search for what's wrong, not what's right. It's emotional survival turned into self-sabotage. You can trace it back to the beginning. Little girls growing up watching mothers who were never content, hearing complaints passed off as conversation, seeing fathers emotionally absent or weak. They learn early that love comes with tension, that affection has to be earned, and that happiness is conditional. So by the time she becomes an adult, she's not chasing love. She's chasing relief. Relief from the emptiness she never learned to name. This isn't about blaming women. It's about understanding the machinery behind the behavior. Because until you see it, you'll keep thinking if you just do more, give more, or change more, things will finally feel right. But that's not how this works. You can't fix programming that isn't yours. You can't rewrite code you didn't install. And here's the harsh part. The more you try to fix it, the worse it gets. The more you chase her happiness, the more she loses respect for you. Because deep down, no woman truly trusts a man who bends himself into submission to keep her calm. She may say she wants that, but biologically, emotionally, she doesn't. She wants stability, not surrender. She wants leadership, not apology. When you start managing her emotions instead of leading your life, you become another piece of the problem she subconsciously resents. So before you blame yourself for her unhappiness, understand this. What you're fighting isn't her mood, it's her history. It's every belief she's carried since childhood, every story she absorbed about love, men, and self-worth. And unless she decides to rewrite that story herself, nothing you do will ever be enough. If you really want to understand where this unhappiness begins, you have to look back before the relationship, way before you even met her. Most women don't wake up one day and decide to be dissatisfied. They were trained to live that way. The blueprint for their emotions was drawn when they were little girls, long before love or marriage ever entered the picture. Maybe she grew up with a father who was never really there, not necessarily cruel, just absent, quiet, distracted, too busy surviving to connect. Or worse, maybe he was unpredictable. One day, warm, the next day, cold. To a little girl, that becomes the first lesson about men. They will always disappoint you. That wound doesn't just disappear when she grows up. It hides behind confidence, behind independence, behind that "I don't need anyone" attitude. But deep down, the message remains. Don't trust happiness. It doesn't last. Then there's the second kind of programming, the one passed from mother to daughter. She watched her mother complain, criticize, and control. She learned that love looks like constant evaluation, that intimacy comes with irritation, and that no man ever measures up. She didn't mean to copy her mother, but those habits seeped in like background noise. By the time she's an adult, that voice becomes her own. The same tone, the same words, the same endless search for flaws. And here's the tragedy. She doesn't even realize she's reenacting her childhood. She thinks she's expressing her truth, setting standards, not settling. But what she's really doing is running the same emotional software her mother did, the same patterns that made her mother miserable. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar peace, and that's why she unconsciously recreates it. Now add to that the poison of modern culture. From the moment she's old enough to hold a phone, she's fed a fantasy. Movies tell her love should be fireworks and magic. Social media tells her she deserves luxury, status, constant excitement. Every image screams that she should be adored like a queen. And if life doesn't look like that, something's wrong. So when reality arrives, bills, routine, human imperfection, it feels like failure. The ordinary love of a good man feels boring compared to the fantasy she's been promised. She mistakes stability for stagnation, comfort for complacency. The fairy tale lies, but her emotions still expect it to be true. That's why the happiness never lasts. Because reality, no matter how solid, can't compete with illusion. I've seen this play out in real life. A man gives everything, his time, his money, his loyalty, yet she still feels something's missing. She tells herself he's not the one, not realizing it's not him she's disappointed in. It's her unmet fantasy. The perfect life she imagined in her head keeps collapsing under the weight of the real one she's living. This is why so many modern relationships fail. They're built on expectation, not connection, on fantasy, not foundation. Until she confronts the stories that shaped her, every relationship will follow the same pattern. A beautiful beginning that slowly rots under the pressure of impossible standards. And the saddest part? She'll believe it's always the man's fault. But it isn't. It's the script she's following, and she doesn't even know she's reading the same lines over and over again. If this truth resonates with you, don't just keep it to yourself. Subscribe and stay part of this conversation. Every story here is a mirror. Maybe yours, maybe someone else's. But together, we start seeing what most people are too afraid to face. Even when she gets everything she swore she wanted, the peace doesn't last. It never does. The car, the ring, the house, the man, all of it eventually fades into the background. What once felt like finally starts to feel like, is this it? And that's when the cycle restarts. The silent itch for more. It's not greed. It's conditioning. From childhood, she was taught to chase happiness, not to live in it. Every achievement is just a step toward the next one. Every win loses its shine the moment it becomes hers. It's not satisfaction she's after, it's the high of wanting. And once the wanting stops, she feels lost. That's why so many women confuse excitement with love. They mistake adrenaline for connection. When the relationship settles into something stable, something peaceful, it feels like something's wrong. She'll say she's not feeling it anymore, but what she really means is that the dopamine rush is gone. The stability she once begged for now feels suffocating. The same man who once thrilled her now just reminds her of everything that isn't exciting anymore. I call it the value fade. The moment something becomes certain, her brain begins to devalue it. It's psychological gravity, inevitable. When she doesn't have you, she obsesses over you. When she gets you, her mind starts scanning for what's missing. That's why enough never stays enough for long. And social media pours gasoline on that fire. Every scroll is a comparison. Every picture is a reminder that somewhere, someone seems happier, richer, prettier, more adored. She's not comparing reality to reality. She's comparing her unfiltered life to everyone else's highlight reel. And that illusion eats at her like acid. Her best friend gets a surprise proposal. Now her own boyfriend feels unromantic. A coworker posts vacation photos. Suddenly their home feels small. Her neighbor remodels the kitchen. Now she needs new countertops. It's not that she's ungrateful. It's that she's surrounded by constant proof that she's somehow behind. The tragedy is, the more she compares, the less she can feel joy. Gratitude dies in the shadow of envy. She starts believing everyone else is living the life she deserves, and that belief poisons everything good around her. Even when she's loved, she doubts it. Even when she's blessed, she can't see it, because she's too busy staring at what someone else has. And this isn't just about material things. It's emotional too. She compares her relationship, her happiness, even her partner's behavior. Why doesn't he do what her husband does? Why doesn't he surprise me like that? What she doesn't see is that she's not chasing love anymore. She's chasing validation. Here's the painful truth. Once comparison becomes her default lens, love turns into performance. She's no longer living the relationship. She's curating it, measuring it, posting it. And when reality cannot compete with fantasy, resentment takes over. So the man who was once her dream becomes her disappointment. Not because he changed, but because her imagination did. And the saddest part? She doesn't even realize she's sabotaging her own peace. She thinks she's just wanting more from life, when in reality, she's been programmed to never be satisfied with what she already has. Here's something most men never realize until it's too late. A lot of women don't even know who they really are inside a relationship. They've learned to perform long before they learn to feel. Somewhere along the line, they were taught that being real doesn't get you chosen. Performing does. So she plays the role she thinks will make her desirable. Easygoing when she's actually controlling. Sweet when she's secretly resentful. Independent, but quietly craving validation. It's not deception, it's survival. She learned early that love is something you earn by being who someone else wants you to be. But that kind of love always collapses, because performance is exhausting. You can't keep pretending forever without starting to hate the act, or the person you're performing for. Then the mask starts to slip. The sweetness fades, the patience disappears, the energy drains. And when that happens, she blames the man for changing. But he didn't change. She did. Or rather, she stopped pretending. What you're seeing isn't a new version of her. It's the real one that's been hiding underneath the whole time. And she's angry, not just at you, but at herself. For needing the mask, for playing the game, for realizing it never made her happy. Now combine that with emotional immaturity, the inability to handle discomfort without turning it into drama. When a woman hasn't built emotional discipline, every small issue becomes proof of betrayal. Silence feels like rejection. Calm feels like distance. Normal life feels like boredom. So she creates chaos to feel alive. She picks fights to test reassurance. She confuses peace with indifference, love with intensity, and stability with stagnation. It's not conscious manipulation. It's programming, an emotional autopilot that runs on insecurity and fear. Many women don't know what to do with genuine peace because peace feels foreign. They grew up around tension, criticism, constant noise. So when they finally get calm, their nervous system interprets it as danger. Happiness feels temporary. Safety feels suspicious. So they destroy it before it can disappear. I've seen it countless times. A good man does everything right. He's loyal, grounded, consistent, and she slowly pushes him away because his stability doesn't match the emotional chaos she's addicted to. She'll say she lost the spark, but really, she's uncomfortable without dysfunction. She's not chasing love. She's chasing the familiar. That's how so many relationships die, not from betrayal, not from neglect, but from emotional self-sabotage. The very peace she begged for now feels unbearable. She says she wants security but tests it until it breaks. She says she wants affection but questions it until it fades. And the cruel irony? She'll tell herself she's leaving to find happiness. But you can't find what you keep destroying. Until she learns to sit with peace without mistaking it for boredom, no man alive can make her happy. Not because he's not enough, but because she doesn't know what enough even feels like. There's a lie that modern culture keeps whispering to women, a lie dressed up as empowerment. It tells them they can have it all. The career, the romance, the family, the adventure, the luxury, the constant happiness. Everything, all at once, without trade-offs, without limits. But that dream has turned into a silent prison. Because the truth is, no one can have it all, and pretending they can only makes them miserable. A woman who devotes herself to her career feels guilty for missing out on love or family. A woman who builds a family feels she's fallen behind professionally. The one trying to balance both feels like she's failing at everything. No matter what she chooses, she feels the weight of what she didn't choose. and the world keeps telling her it's her fault for not being happy. It's exhausting. She lives in a constant state of quiet comparison, not just to other women, but to the fantasy version of herself she believes she should be, the perfect woman who juggles everything effortlessly. But that woman doesn't exist. She's an illusion built from ads, movies, and curated social media moments. And every time reality doesn't match that illusion, dissatisfaction grows. Eventually, unhappiness stops being an emotion and becomes an identity. It's the common language, the bond, the way many women connect with each other through shared frustration, complaints, and stories of being unappreciated. Misery becomes validation. Victimhood becomes comfort. If she stopped complaining, if she stopped being unhappy, who would she even be? I've seen it destroy good relationships. A man spends years trying to lift her out of that darkness, not realizing he's fighting a battle she's not even trying to win. Every time he solves one problem, she finds another. Every time he gives her peace, she stirs the storm again. Because deep down, peace feels unfamiliar. Happiness feels unsafe. And this is where the real tragedy begins. It doesn't just break her, it breaks him. Good men are burning out trying to fix what they didn't break. They start doubting themselves, questioning their worth, walking on eggshells in their own homes. They stop being men and start being caretakers of her emotions. They trade their confidence for compliance, their voice for silence, their identity for approval. But no matter how much he gives, it's never enough, because he's trying to fill a hole that doesn't belong to him. You can't rescue someone who's comfortable drowning. You can't give peace to someone addicted to chaos. That's the truth most men never want to accept. You can't make an unhappy woman happy. Not with love, not with effort, not with sacrifice. Her happiness is her responsibility. Until she decides to face her own patterns, to unlearn the programming that built her misery, she'll stay trapped, no matter who she's with or what she does. And the moment a man finally understands that truth, he doesn't become bitter. He becomes free. Free from guilt. Free from chasing the impossible. Free to love without losing himself in the process. Because real love doesn't mean fixing someone's wounds. It means refusing to bleed for them, just to prove your worth. So here's the truth no one likes to admit. Happiness is not a gift someone can give you. It's a skill. It's discipline. It's ownership. And the moment you hand that power to someone else, you lose it forever. For men, this is the hardest lesson to learn. You can love her, protect her, provide for her, but you can't save her from herself. You can't make her see beauty in a world she's decided to hate. You can't convince her to be grateful if she's addicted to disappointment. And the moment you try, you stop living for yourself and start living for her approval, an approval that will never come. You have to understand this. You're not her therapist, you're not her father, and you're not her savior. You're a man. You're allowed to walk away from someone who refuses to heal. You're allowed to stop apologizing for not being the cure to her chaos. The most powerful thing you can do is let go of the illusion that your love can fix everything. Because it can't, and it's not supposed to. Your job isn't to fill her emptiness. It's to protect your peace. When you finally stop trying to make an unhappy woman happy, something incredible happens. You get your life back. You find your strength again. You start seeing clearly. And maybe, for the first time, you realize this. Happiness was never hers to take, and never yours to give. It was always yours to choose. If this message hit something deep inside you, if you've ever felt unseen, unheard, or tired of carrying someone else's emotions, don't just scroll away. Stay. This space is for people who are done pretending, who want truth over comfort, clarity over chaos. Subscribe, share your story in the comments, and let's build a place where honesty still matters. Maybe your words will reach someone who needs them tonight, the same way these reached you. Because change starts with awareness, and awareness starts right here.